I'm gonna try to do some tips for a beginning EUC rider. This won't be for your more advanced riders.
So, first things first, what is an EUC? Well, EUC stands for Electric Unicycle, and it's one of the coolest, most efficient personal electric vehicles you can ride. It's basically like having a portable one-wheel Segway. But don't let the one wheel fool you. Once you learn how to ride it, you'll feel like you're gliding on air. With its powerful motor and rechargeable battery, it can cover serious distances, can even climb hills. All right, now that you know what an EUC is, let's learn how to actually ride one. So, number one, first, safety first. The first step to becoming a great EUC rider is making sure you're protected. Trust me, falling on an EUC is part of the early learning process, but you want to be prepared. Here's the essential gear you'll need: a good helmet, wrist guards, elbow pads, and knee pads. And that's just the beginning. Eventually, you're going to want to get gloves, body armor, and some boots. You may look like a superhero, but you'll be thankful when you take that first tumble. All right, now for the fun part. Let's start with mounting and balancing. The first thing you want to do is place one foot on the pedal while the EUC is powered on. Keep your other foot on the ground for balance. Start by just standing still. Don't worry about riding yet. Try shifting your weight slightly to get a feel for how the EUC actually reacts. The key here is balance, just like riding a bike. Now, when I first started, I started in between two cars. You might want to start in the hallway of your house, but you need to be careful because, you know, if you drop the EUC, it could shoot off like a missile and puncture some holes in your walls, as I've heard people mention in the past. But you want to get in between a couple of, 2 points that you can hold yourself up. This way you can roll back and forth and just get a good feel for how the EUC actually reacts. You just want to kind of get a feel for it. Don't worry if you can't get it right the first time. It's all about practice. Now that you're balanced, the next step is moving forward. To do that, all you need to do is lean forward slightly. The more you lean, the faster you'll go. But keep it smooth. Imagine you're walking forward and the EUC will respond. Remember, it's all about small, controlled movements. Take it slow at first and practice short bursts. Keep your knees slightly bent and relaxed. This helps with stability. Trust the wheel. Now that you're moving, let's learn how to turn. Turning is all about leaning, but this time side to side. Imagine you're steering a bike with your body instead of the handlebars. If you want to go right, then lean right. If you want to go left, lean left. Simple, right? But remember, smooth and gradual is the way to go. A quick tip, you might feel like twisting your body at first, but resist that urge. Keep your chest forward and let your feet and lower body guide the turn. When it comes to gear, it's kind of hard to go out there and you just buy gear, because gear is not cheap, and more than likely you already spent a good grip on just the EUC. But you got to think of it in a way as, the gear is actually saving you money, because if you were to take a fall without it, you'd end up getting injured, which will cost you a ton of money visiting the ER, or at the very least the urgent care. Not to mention the time that you're gonna miss off work because you're hurt now, and at the age that we are now, at least most of the people need to go to work, I can remember when I had my first injury on my EUC and felt like I broke my foot and I had to work the next day. I was like, what am I gonna do, and I'm the type of person I'm going to work either way. If I have to hobble, then I'll be hobbling, which is what I actually ended up doing. But that brings me to my next point, and these tips are not gonna go in any kind of order. I'm kind of gonna be all over the place, man, but remember, these tips are for beginners and these are things that I learned in my experience. Now, my next tip would be if the EUC starts to fall and you can't stop it, let it go. Let it go. more than likely the EUC is gonna be fine. You know, these things can take a pretty good beating and still continue on running. But you know, you don't wanna try to hold the EUC with your foot, then it falls and it's actually moving, snagging your foot. You can tell I'm speaking from experience, snagging your foot until you hear a pop. That's not good. Let that EUC fall and it'll be perfectly fine, man. Next is taking your time and actually starting with a smaller wheel. You know, I'm one of them people that went out there and bought a big EUC to learn on, because I did see some videos saying that you can actually learn on a bigger EUC, when for me, that just wasn't the case. You know, I couldn't wrap my mind around what I actually needed to do to get going on the links. It just seemed like I was going nowhere, you know, compared to when I bought the V8S. First day I was riding. And after about 2 weeks on the V8S, I was able to go out there and jump on the links and actually mount. And you know, I had a real good understanding of what needed to be done. So I ended up buying the links, the V8S, a bunch of safety gear. You know, I'm well, you know, probably close to 6,000, if not more, in this EUC thing. When I wasn't even planning on spending that much money, you know, I was thinking about jumping in and grabbing a V12 or a V11. But, you know, I wanted to grab the links for the simple fact I did not want to be upgrading anytime soon. I didn't want to get a small wheel and then try to go get a big wheel, and then my wife be in my ear talking crap, you know, and that's just how it is. So I went and got that big wheel, and when I couldn't ride that, you know, I explained to my wife that the V8S was not something that I wanted to buy, it was something that I needed. You know, I had to buy it. It was the only way that I was going to learn how to ride the actual EUC. And at the end of the day, I ended up only spending $650 on the V8S, and I sold it for about $450. So, you know, not bad, $200, I'll take that, you know, as a loss, no biggie. And I definitely enjoyed the V8S. You know, V8S is a great machine for the price. You know, definitely a great machine, period. Machine that does over 25 miles per hour compared to, you know, right now the one-wheel Pint S is going for 14 and it does 18 miles per hour. You know, it's like, come on. A lot more power, a lot more speed, a lot more range. V8S is a great EUC. Only thing is that, you know, like I said, I already had the links sitting in the kitchen just calling my name, and once I got on that, you know, the V8S was a thing of the past. You know, it would have sat in my kitchen collecting dust, so I had to part ways with it. You know, I'm thankful to the guy that bought it, and you know, I think he watches some of my videos. Man, once again, I want to say thank you to you, buddy, and on to the next. So, what's up? I'm going into some really gusty wind. Really gusty. And I've been in some wind before, but never wind like this. I need to loosen up a little bit because my back is tense as hell. Feeling that lower back pain. Woo! Yeah. Definitely feeling the wind gusts. These gusts of wind are truly not enjoyable. Now I'm going directly into the wind. It's
pushing me back. Felt the drop. Felt another drop. Might be riding into some rain. And yeah, these riding conditions are definitely not something that you want to look forward to. But at the same time, it's like I said, I wanted to get out here and I got to remember that. You know, this is something that I wanted to do and I'm actually doing it. So it is what it is and we just deal with what we got to deal with. Definitely feeling a little bit of foot fatigue. Now, as I get through this path, I'm thinking that the wind should start to die down, but man, it feels like it's actually picked up. Yeah, it is what it is. Right behind you, right behind you. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit of foot fatigue, but I'll get through that as well. Another tip that I have would be to start slow and start on a smaller EUC. I'm one of these people that thought I was just gonna go out there and purchase the links, and you know, after a few days or maybe a week or two, I would be able to ride the links, but I couldn't really grab the concept of what I needed to do to actually ride. And when I purchased the V8S, I was able to mount that thing on the first day. I didn't ride it for more than 2 weeks, and I had a concept once I was finished with it. Straight off of the V8S, I was able to jump onto the links, and I knew what I needed to do. You know, when you get on an EUC, you don't really see it as a unicycle, but that's exactly what it is. And you need to look at it as a unicycle. The way how you see people mount regular unicycles, where they're kind of swaying in between, you know, they're swaying their body with the wheel, is what you want to do with the electric unicycle. And then once you get it, you got it, you know. Now, this thing, the biggest issue I had with this when purchasing it was the weight. The weight is something that's not easy to deal with, you know. Look at that wind. That wind is pushing. That wind is definitely pushing. And I'm cruising at around 20 miles per hour. Nothing crazy. Once I get it second hand, I'm probably gonna snatch this microphone off, because there's no way I can see this audio being able to be used. It's blowing. Like, I can feel that wind. Now that wind just cut out. This shit is weird, man. Nothing like some good old hurricane weather. Yeah, what, motherfucker? Man, you're talking about a windy route. Another tip, get you a good mirror out there so you're not turning your whole body trying to see what's behind you. Just turn your head just a little bit like I'm doing right here, which is awesome. You know, I love this pid zoom mirror. Let's get a little different perspective. And I'm able to just turn my head just a little bit and I can see everything that's behind me. This is sweet right here. Oh man, I'm loving this road. And I'm doing damn near 30 right now. No cars behind me. Back to the gust. I will say I've been mounting and dismounting pretty well, you know. That is before any fatigue has set in. Oh man. And the wind is just gnarly, man. One thing I'll tell you about this ride is that it definitely makes me enjoy the normal times, you know, when there's no wind and I can just kind of feel like I'm in a vortex. But this shit right here, it don't feel good at all, man. Especially when it pushes you for real. I just saw you again. All right, all right. Gotta say, man, that wind is absolutely disgusting. I do not like it at all. Man, this is a chance for me to snatch the microphone off, but I won't. I won't do it. Man, that wind is disgusting. Absolutely freaking disgusting, man. We got a lot of traffic. You know, everybody's getting ready for the storm. They're moving. Tomorrow there won't be any cars on the road. Man, what a mission. Another thing will be like being prepared for what you're gonna do. I'm still very much in the beginning of this EUC journey, man. I'm looking at my speedometer. I'm at 100 and just about 98 miles. So I'm less than 200 miles on the EUC. Less than 200 miles, man. That's pretty wild, man. You know, these are definitely the beginning days of my journey. And I'm enjoying, definitely enjoying. I get a lot of people staring all the time, people staring. Oh man, and here comes some weather. Here comes some rain. And like I said, I did not want to be riding in the rain, but it looks like that's what I'm gonna have to deal with. And let's work on the mount a little bit. You're on camera, baby girl. And like you can see, like I had the right of way to go across the street, and the cars really didn't respect it. And that's why you can't really trust anything out there. You know, you can't just trust that the cars are gonna do what they're supposed to do. You know, they'll run you over. And at the end of the day, what's important is not dying while you're out here. Now, I'm feeling that wind push from my left side, and if it would have thrown me out there in the traffic, that's exactly what I would do, is die on the EUC. I'd be the next casualty, man. And that's just not what I'm trying to do. Man, you get so many stares on this thing, man. So many people, you know, it's not like on the one wheel, you know, you get people who come up to you, they casually talk about, you know, what they think, and you know, they ask you a few questions. But on this EUC, everybody's staring. Everybody wants to know what kind of robot contraption you are riding on. And right now, I have a choice. Like, do I want to go straight down this road, or to be less traffic, a couple of paths? And I think that is what I want to do. You know, me just sitting there thinking about it, man. Like, I do not want to deal, because if I go around the beach, then it's gonna be, damn, it's gonna be beach water splashing on me. Fuck it, that's what it is, man. We going. Around the beach it is. Not only is it gonna be beach water splashing on me, it's gonna be wind with nothing to break it. But hey, you grow where it's uncomfortable at, right? So that's what we're doing. We're growing. We're going and we're growing. Woo. Man. Dog, I mean, I'm not positive that we're going just yet. We might not be going because the wind is gnarly. Nah, we ain't dealing with that. Can't do it. Can't do it. It's like that wind is directly, oh yeah, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Yeah, safety first, baby. Right, my people? That is not safe. Yeah, to ride that way would just not be safe, man. And it's crazy, man, because like this way I'm riding feels great. You know, I'm getting pushed by the wind. But riding head into that wind right there, Not only that, they had the salt water splashing and no. We ain't doing it. Yeah, this feels absolutely buttery smooth right here. Look, I don't even see the wind, I don't even hear it. Like, that's how I know I'm riding into the wind. And either way, when I turn my back right there, like I could feel it just pushing my back. It was nuts. Absolutely nuts. And I just pulled a hell of a fast move. Whew. Oh man, I did that. I'm sure some of y'all gonna get on me about that. Not the safest thing. I need to also learn my bike laws, like what I need to do with my arms when I'm turning and going straight, and so I can tell the car behind me exactly what it is I'm doing. I just point, you know what I mean, and hope for the best. Hopefully the car behind me knows what I'm trying to say. But man, it's not been a smooth ride. It has not been a smooth ride at all. It's been a crazy ride, man. Hurricane ride. But that's what you get when you're itching, you know, and I was itching to say the least, man. I had to get out there today, man. I needed that. I needed to get that EUC feel, man. Got a little bit of one wheeling in yesterday, and then I got blasted by some rain. So when I woke up this morning and the streets were pretty dry, I could not wait to get on the EUC. But all smooth sailing from here, you know. Gonna run down the route that I usually run down. You know, new bridge that they just finally finished, you know, small little bridge that connects the avenues over a canal. Experience. Hell of an experience, man. Definitely appreciate when the wind is down. You know, I appreciate it so much more now. Yeah, I can't wait to get out and ride next week when the weather calms down. This shit right here, this weather is for the birds. Now, one thing I might do a little bit later, not once. And got a little bike path right here. And you know how we're gonna do this? We're gonna jump up on the sidewalk right here. Got a little bit of a notch. I think that's Mr. Cates, Craig, my buddy. All right. So I have been riding for over 30 minutes. I know that for the simple fact my 360 camera gave me a little buzz telling me that it needs to reset. Go ahead, you go ahead. Oh shit, sorry buddy. My apologies, my friend. And I probably had it right there. Dennis. And right now I'm being the obnoxious one because I know because I know that I'm going a little bit fast right now, and damn, Craig, you ride fast, man. Craig, all right. My feet are hurting. That's one thing I will say. I've been toughing it out, you know, pushing through the pain. But I definitely feel it, man. And this is the bridge that they finally finished. I'm not sure what they're gonna do on the sides here, but got a little, not much. That feels great though. I wouldn't mind taking a spin down Duval right now, man. But look, as you can see, you see these puddles? You see this water? This is not from rain. This is from the king tide, from these drains. That's where that water's coming from right now. And as I ride, that water's gonna get higher and higher. And it'll just be straight salt water, you know? Even though I haven't been riding through water, I'm still gonna go home and wipe my EUC down because, you know, I love my baby and I just wanna make sure, you know, I take care of her as best I can. But pretty much back at the house now. Won't say it was a nice little ride. It was a decent ride. A hell of an experience. That's what it was, man. A scary one at certain points, but a ride nonetheless, you know, to get that itch, you know, scratch that monkey. But yeah, like always, thank you guys for watching. Until next time, DP Photography, also known as the Worldberg, man. If you got any tips for me, drop it down in the comments, man. And yeah, thank y'all for watching. I'm out.